Hi everyone, I'm Brandy Obvintseva and I'm with Botanaut, and I am so excited today to play with gorgeous flowers and talk about some things that have really been coming up for me. Um, Obviously right now we're still in our isolation period. Houston is an unusual place because it's open in many ways and not open in other ways. And there's been a lot of backlash on both sides of kind of an aisle around whether or not you should wear a mask, whether or not you should do this, just a lot of different things. And I think it's so important to realize that we just don't know what's going on with people. The other day, I took a walk with a dear friend, and she is about 10 years younger than I am, and we're walking along and it's a beautiful Sunday, and we both decided to wear masks, and we got kind of strange looks because you don't have to wear a mask when you're exercising, but I was wearing one because she has a child that has some pretty challenging respiratory issues, and you look at this beautiful, vibrant woman and you just don't know that. And so I thought that was really, really interesting. And what keeps playing back for me is pretty tough. So I'm going to go a little bit deep here, but let me just tell you really quick what we're going to do today. So I have these pieces of paper that are handmade, and I bought them at an art supply store, and they're absolutely gorgeous. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to transform this pickle jar into a gorgeous vase, and then absolutely make it beautiful with these kind of unusual flowers. So here we go. When I was about 22, my dad had a massive stroke. And my father was a cowboy. I mean, he was wild and crazy and fascinating. And he had a stroke. He was 48 years old. And so one day, this extremely vibrant and brilliant man suddenly lost his ability to think abstractly. And for some people that wouldn't be a big deal, but for him it was, because that was so much a part of who he was, to have kind of that depth alongside this, kind of cowboy boot wearing kind of wild guy. It was really, really cool. And he could talk for hours about theology and all kinds of things, but one day it just went away. Now, the thing about a right frontal lobe injury, which is a type of stroke that he had, isn't that pretty? I mean, it's a pickle jar. The thing that's interesting about that is it affects your self-awareness. And so you not only do you lack judgment in general about abstract things, but you also don't know what you don't know. So, we're in Texas. He would walk out of the house with a pistol in his hand and shorts. And suddenly I had this extremely powerful man that people were used to respecting. And he was like a wayward teenager. And the thing that was tough about it is that one day I told his doctors, I said, I know that you all don't know who my father was before. And he wasn't a polished, rich type of guy. He was just an enigmatic, fascinating, charismatic human. I said, you don't know how he was before, but you just have to trust me. Something is wrong. Well, he didn't like that. I almost outed him in a peculiar way. But again, that was not him talking. It was a man that had an extreme right frontal lobe injury. And I had to look at him from the eyes of the physicians. And he just seemed like a simpleton kind of joker to them. And somebody really not to be taken seriously. And one day he called me. It was very late at night. He was at the VA hospital here, and he said, "Brandy, I really need you to come up here. I need to talk. I'm just, upset." And I went up there. It was about 11 o'clock at night, and he was crying, and he said, "I know there's something wrong with me. I know I'm different." And I said, "Daddy, how do you know this?" Not because he wasn't, because he was, but it was a very different type of experience. And he said, "I know that things are different with me because of how people treat me. They don't treat me the same as they used to." And I thought about that for so long, and that was probably the most painful thing that I've ever had anybody say to me. It just made me so sad, and it's something that lingers with me. And I just think, we just simply don't know. We don't know the history. We don't know where people are coming from. And right now especially, I'm just really imploring everybody to give each other some grace. We need that right now. What we also need is more beauty, and that's what we've got here. This flower is called a pincushion, and I just love it. It's just, the texture is absolutely exquisite. And I kept going back and forth when I was playing with these papers, and I love how the eucalyptus matches this kind of, it's almost like a malachite floral arrangement. This is what we've got for today. So anyway, this week we move ahead. Think about the fact that you don't need to know what somebody's been through to judge them in any way. You need to know that you just simply cannot know. And with that, give them some love and give them some grace. And if you need it from other people, ask for it. Thank you. We'll see you guys next time.